Welcome everyone to American Select 2026. This is the finals of the class of 2028. My name is Deemer Class, and I'm joined by color commentator Taylor Cummings. Taylor, we've got a great matchup here between Mass Blue and Upstate. What are you looking for today in the finals?
This is actually a rematch of pool play from yesterday where Upstate won 6-5. So I think we're going to see a lot of talent on both ends of the field. A little bit of maybe revenge mindset for Massachusetts, and got to see if Upstate can go 2-0 against them.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting game. So much talent on this field, talent we've seen blow up on the summer circuit, and this Upstate team is defending their title. They've won the last couple championships in the 2028 class at American Select, so excited to see if they can defend their crown.
Little bit of a scrum here. It looks like Upstate playing some hard defense, but Massachusetts going to retain possession through number 6, Ashley Dimnaku.
Yeah, Dimnaku's been fantastic over the weekend. She's one of the best athletes in the class, highly touted for soccer as well, and she's coming off a 3-goal performance in the semifinals to send Mass to the finals.
Massachusetts here, just looking to get touches, see what defense Upstate is in. They look to be in a man-to-man right now, playing hard one-on-one defense. Interested to see if they change up their game plans at all from their first meeting to this one.
Here's Amzi Zukauskas, takes it down the alley, throws it to X. Nice look inside, can't convert. There's Ryan Murphy picking up the ground ball. She has speed. She's shown that all weekend out of Upstate.
Love this on-ball pressure here from Massachusetts as they look to ride. Upstate being really smart in their clear, working it from side to side, using the entire field.
And Taylor, you were quite the two-way midfielder back in the day, but these players have played a lot of lacrosse this summer. Who can manage the legs? What do these athletes need to do here as they manage the pace of play in the finals?
I mean, what is this, game 8 in the last 2 days? So that alone is a tough setup as far as game numbers go, but these are very, very seasoned athletes. It's most likely the last game of their summer for these 2028s. And Upstate's kicking off the championship right. A goal by number 13, Ryan Murphy, a player you just highlighted, Deemer.
Yeah, great shot down the alley, high to high. Again, Murphy's one of those standout midfielders in this class. Really been powering the Upstate midfield unit all weekend.
Love the celebration here. When you get this far in a tournament like American Select, you want to bring it home, and you can just see the passion from all the players, not just Murphy.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the things that's so exciting about American Select and this format. 25 regions, I believe, coming together to compete. You know, you really see the pride that they have for their regions and their area. And there's Zukauskas again. Nice draw control win on the circle. The Thayer Academy product, and her mom is actually coaching this Mass Blue 2028 squad, the head coach of Thayer. Here's Dimnaku coming down the alley, showing her patience, always playing with her eyes up.
Little bit of a sloppy play there for Massachusetts. Ball goes all the way up to through the 50, and it's going to be a turnover, Upstate ball.
Now, Taylor, the quarters, semis, they were a little short in games, but we're back to 4 10-minute quarters here. But with, no shot clock and just managing the pace of play, every possession really counts.
Yeah, absolutely. At this, they've played so many games. This is number 8 on the weekend. It's important to get everybody a touch, get their legs under them, and then also important, once the offense is ready to go, everybody needs to be moving at pace. And Upstate seems to be finding their rhythm a little bit sooner in this game thus far.
Awesome take there. Lexi Corcoran knifing to the cage. She's someone that we were talking about as we were preparing our notes for the broadcast, the Aces elite midfielder out of Penfield. Again, smaller in stature, but it doesn't stop her from getting to the cage there.
We'll see here. This is all initiated from a crease dodge. Draws that defender. And what I love about this play is that she's immediately dodging. She catches and immediately dodges. She doesn't take a second or two to pause and reset. She keeps her momentum going and puts it in the back of the net. Upstate is up 2-0 early in this first quarter.
We're back to the draw circle here. Couple possessions early from Mass Blue off the draw. Let's see if Upstate's Grace Marquardt can turn that tide. She's been standing out to the evaluation team all weekend with her draw control play. But they're going to get called for a violation here, and Mass Blue takes their third possession off the draw.
In a game where they're down by 2, it's rare that to see teams then win or be winning the draw 3-0. Looks like we have a foul inside the 8 on number 6, Ashley Dimnikio. She's set up for an 8-meter.
And there it is, the twister finish, something she's done all weekend. She does a great job of pushing that top hand over, but Ashley Dimnaku putting Mass Blue up 2-0.
Here we see here just a great step off the line. What I really like here that we're going to see is just the stick protection that she utilizes here. She brings it in tight, protects that stick. I love that extra little fake and a little high to low release. Nothing crazy, but a really simple, strong finish. 2-1.
Two to 1 Upstate here over Mass. Just over 8 minutes in the first quarter. We now have Mara Beckwith on the draw circle, an elite lefty attacker. Self-draw back to herself, eyes up. Throws it to space, but that's going to be a loose ball here. Marquardt gathers it.
Good swarm there for Massachusetts. The draw was initially won by Upstate, the first of the game, but I love that swarming defense, everybody riding, but another turnover in the midfield gives the ball right back up to Upstate.
Here's Megan O'Brien, the other standout lefty. We've mentioned now 3 or 4 players from this Upstate team, but O'Brien, Marquardt, Beckwith, they've really been a 3-headed monster at attack the last couple years here at American Select. And they're out to defend that title. O'Brien at X. Splits lefty. Comes back upfield. Good feed inside. And there it is, Marquardt with the finish.
Love that unselfish play there. Those are 2 Monsters teammates that play together quite a bit, so they have a great chemistry already coming into this tournament. But love the little dodge here, keeping her head up. And then we're just going to see a little slip as the double comes. And a nice little finish. Love this dodge. Great little roll dodge. Just sees that just a little blip of space. And a nice little sidearm low to high.
Brian's been one that's really garnered a lot of attention on the summer circuit with her lefty feeding, but they're showing her versatility, willingness to go to her right hand. If she continues that, she's going to continue to be someone that really can evolve her game. And here's another draw control possession off the whistle, coming to Upstate here.
Beckwith's been a welcome change into that center circle. Sometimes players just match up better with other players in the center circle, and just the little bit of change in technique or draw stick or whatever it may be may just be the secret sauce. And Beckwith here is having a lot of success in the last couple of rounds.
And Taylor, you talk about the draw stick. That's something that's been continuing to evolve since your playing days. What kind of chatter has there been in terms of whether it's the stringing, the design, the head? How much do these variables go into, draw play and technique?
I mean, I think, the draw stick technology has progressed immensely over the last decade or so. When I was even playing in college, the concept of a draw stick was just starting to kind of come into play. So it wasn't widely used, and now, you know, there's a couple of really strong draw-specific heads out there, and then at the end of the day, the technique also has to be there too. So, you know, a bunch of players, you know, use a variety of different sticks, but at the end of the day, I do think it's the wizard behind it. So a lot of technique that these centers put in and work to put in to get good at their craft.
We're getting ready to head to break here. We'll be back in a couple minutes for the American Select Finals. Right now, Upstate leads 3-1. Great action so far. We'll be back soon. And welcome back to the second quarter of the 2028 finals. Upstate Blue got off to a 3-1 lead over Mass Blue. This has been a great battle. Taylor, what are you seeing so far, and what can Mass Blue do to close the gap in the second quarter here?
I think first and foremost, it's about finding success at the draw circle again. When they were winning the draw, they were just getting those extra possessions that they needed to combat such a tough Upstate offense. And now on the offensive end, they haven't really gotten a quality look outside of their one goal. So really just working the ball, getting quality looks, and good touches from everybody. Their possessions have been fairly quick.
So here's their first possession of the quarter. Here's Dimnaku scanning the field, throws it forward. They need to slow it down here and possess. Good defense by Ava Tata. She's going to get called for a foul, though. A little over-aggressive. Dimnaku's on the hanging hash. Let's see if she can use her speed and deceptive ability. And there it is. Ashley Dimnaku puts the second goal home for Mass Blue off the 8-meter.
Great little take there off the 8-meter. I believe that's her second goal of the day, finding success off the 8-meter. The first goal, and now with this as well. A little bit different here, but what she does really well is protect her stick. She's shown it off twice in both of her goals. That little tuck underneath, fights for the angle, and what I really like is just the extra patience to, one, increase her angle by moving across the crease, but two, to draw that goalie out and have a patient finish inside.
And like we said before, she had 3 goals, a natural hat trick in the semifinals. Now 2 goals to kick things off for Mass Blue. And she's back to the circle. Here's Marquardt, wins it to herself. Self-draw. Foul from Dimnaku. Upstate will possess. Upstate gets it into the box, draws a foul.
Upstate getting their first possession of this second quarter. Interested to see what they get into. They love to initiate from X, and with Mass, pressuring behind, it gives them a chance to dodge and draw sides.
Nice on-ball defense from Abigail Jesse Cargiulo. Now she's matched up here against Beckwith. 2 lefties from Upstate. Nice double, good pressure from Dimnaku. Flip to Marquardt. Here's O'Brien. Coming from the low pie, swings it up top. Down the Beckwith. Zukowskis on D, good stance. That's a save, Molly Folkert, the Massachusetts goalie from Thayer. The first half keeper for this Mass Blue team.
That was a great save right on the doorstep, plus the ability to then turn and run that ball out.
The lefty's looking to clear. She throws it up, it's contested.
Great little ground ball there from Mass to secure that possession. And great speed as well through the midfield.
Good attempt on Cage. Haggerty throws it forward to Zukowskis. Shot goes wide.
Upstate's in a zone, so just a little bit difference of defenses here that we're seeing on either end. Mass playing more of man-to-man, Upstate in a zone.
Skip pass goes high. That'll be a forced turnover. Upstate looks to clear. Send it Bombard and Cage. He's been a consistent keeper for this 2028 Upstate squad. The Monster Elite goalie.
Sadie Nash from Mass pressuring the goalie. And earns a turnover. Hard to tell from our angle whether the UMass goalie stepped in and out. That's what it appears to be based on her position on the back of the 8-meter right now.
So we'll have an empty net 8-meter here for Nash. Foul on the goalie.
Honestly, one of the more nerve-wracking shots to have, an open cage on an 8-meter.
A lot of pressure there, more pressure than normal.
It used to be worse when you could have defenders right on the crease, too.
And Nash ties it up. 3-3. Unfortunate turn of events for Upstate, but we've got a game here. Just under 5 minutes, second quarter. The American Select 2028 Finals on Lacrosse TV.
This was a tight game, their first meeting. Again, 6-5. UMass lost that game to Upstate in pool play. Seems to be heading in that sort of same trajectory right now.
Nice self-draw from Ashley Dimnaku. Wins it backwards to herself. Looks to clear here. For as many games as these girls have played, you can't tell with Dimnaku. Her motor is elite.
Super consistent and just all over the field on every level. Offense, defense, in the draw circle. I've seen her ride really hard. She's in a player that's really caught my eye.
Loose ball picked up by Ryan Murphy. She's being ridden down the sidelines by Lydia Kielty. Dimnaku joins in.
Great speed there.
The back check is called for a foul. Murphy will gather. She's got it inside her own possession box now. They'll look to get settled on offense here. We're approaching 3 minutes in the second quarter. Coach Ronnie Davis getting excited out there.
This team is very used to championship game day here at American Select. I think it's their 4th time in a row in the championship at the 2028 level. And they're going for, what, 3 in a row?
They're going for 3 in a row.
To win.
You know, in their pregame huddles, defensively, they were talking about setting the tone like they have in this tournament. And there's Folkert again. Talk about setting the tone. Second big save from the lefty keeper. And now Mass Blue will look to clear and earn a possession themselves.
I like that take from Upstate, but Folkert doing a great job just holding her pipe and staying steady.
And there's Dimnaku, again, showing her speed, ability to push in transition. Draws the yellow card. That'll be a 2-minute card here. And she'll have the 8-meter, which she's already scored 2. Taylor, do you anticipate a similar type of shot, or you think she'll change it up?
I think she's going to run it in. Little fake, but gets the shot off, but great save there from our Upstate keeper, Bombard.
Nice stick side hip save. Mass Blue runs it out. They'll attack this zone.
I also liked the way that Upstate crashed on that 8-meter.
Aggressive crash. The physical play, but clean play has been a staple all weekend. You mentioned even that swarm early in the middle of the field by the Mass Blue squad. There's been some really smart defense. And another save from Bombard. And then it'll be Upstate ball.
Honestly, not too many fouls from either side, and I think that's what we like to see at this level and as they get into college is, you know, aggressive play but clean play, and they're doing a really great job on both ends, keeping it competitive and aggressive but not crazy as far as fouls go.
When you have elite athletes, high IQ, but you also have great coaching, which both of these regions have, players from Upstate, players from Massachusetts consistently make big impacts at the college level. I think you see that year in and year out. And these 2028 prospects are primed to head in there into their big recruiting windows come this September.
Looks like Mass may have been off sides there. So a quick little restart, about 30 seconds left in this half.
Here's O'Brien from X calling for a clear out. We got a stoppage here. Looks like our officials are going to sort this out.
Pretty sure it appears to be a clock issue. Just making sure clock matches up with everything. Actually, it looks to be an offsides issue.
We're actually just under 40 seconds here. Nice crash from Cecily Barron. Great anticipation to get the knockdown. Loose ball. Emma Morrison.
I love this ride from Upstate. Up until that foul, it was just super aggressive and clean, swarming sticks. Even that wasn't anything crazy. I love how hard these kids are going.
Emma Morrison's an athletic two-way midi out of Phillips Andover. Phillips Academy. Low time here if you're Upstate. You want to get out of this half with no more fouls.
Brings it right off the pipe to finish. And then who else but Dimnaku to put Mass up by 1 right at the buzzer.
Dimnaku completing her first half hat trick to put Mass Blue up 1. Great take there from Emma Morrison, fires it off the crossbar, and then, like you said, Taylor, Dimnaku on the rebound with the heads-up play.
And that's what the best players do. Their eyes are always on ball. They're always working till the final whistle. A little bit of luck, too. Happened to come ball pounce right her way, but made something out of, one last-second shot.
And as
Great composure.
As a former coach yourself, you probably loved that 5-hole high-to-low placement.
Loved it. High-to-low bouncers will go, and, I love how she's changing up where she's shooting as well.
And we're going to head into halftime here. Mass Blue up 4-3 off that Dimnaku goal. It's been a great battle so far. Enjoy the break, and we'll see you shortly.
Most players live in the moment. She lives in the next one. Next move. Next chance. Next play. Next chapter. Next is now.
I love the sport. It helps me get rid of my stress.
Lacrosse is more than a game for me. My Bubba plays and my grandfather played. They've both always told me to take care of my stick and it'll take care of me. My goal is to play for the Haudenosaunee Nationals.
I'm imagining a defender beside me while I'm dodging down the alley.
Or the Future Foundation helps all of our communities play more. With your support, we can keep growing on the field, in school, and in our communities. Meowing for your support.
If you want to learn, train, and compete with the best players in the country, Best in Class is the destination. BIC is more than a showcase. It provides a cutting-edge player development environment from top coaches in the game. It provides top players the ability to train with and against the best. It provides top players the chance to showcase their talent against the best players in their grade. For the class of 2027, 44 of 45 five-star players from Inside Lacrosse attended Best in Class. You want to be your best? Apply for Best in Class Summer 2027 today. Applications are now open.
Did you know Delaware has beautiful beaches, unique breweries, and outdoor fun for days? It's got a little something for the night owls and the adventurous types. There's plenty of fun for the entire family and no shortage of award-winning date night options. There's endless discoveries in Delaware, and if you play your cards right, you might even get to experience them for yourself. Plan your own adventure at visitdelaware.com.
And we're back here at halftime of the American Select 2028 semifinals. 4-3 Mass Blue over Upstate Blue. Taylor, what have you been seeing out there?
Just a lot of great end-to-end action. Really, really awesome ball movement on both ends of the field. But I also feel like we haven't talked about the defense enough. We've seen some great caused turnovers, really aggressive upstate zone, great man-to-man play from Mass on the defensive end. Just awesome lacrosse on both ends.
Yeah, we've seen it on both ends. Again, great crash there from Ryan Murphy. See Megan O'Brien driving upfield. And again, Murphy's been hot to start down the alley here. She sticks the on-the-run shot to get things going for Upstate.
She's been great all over the field today. I love a good alley dodge. And she was pretty far outside the fan, but did a great job turning her hips there.
And then on the Mass Blue front, Ashley Dimnaku has been a force with a couple goals off of the 8-meter.
Again, you know, at the beginning especially, we saw some jitters, some weird, maybe out-of-character plays, but the girls really settled in on both ends of the field, and we saw some real positives.
I think one thing that, you know, it's always hard to account for in the recruiting process is just how players respond to adversity, how they respond to different mistakes. And here you see Lexi Corcoran slashing through, great hitch off the feed from Megan O'Brien, putting Upstate up 2-0. O'Brien's already been demonstrating her ability to feed lefty and righty. Corcoran knifing through the defense there, sticking one home.
And here, like you were just talking about, Dimnaku on the other side, just a really great first step. She scored a couple of different goals today, 2 free positions, and I think the thing that has really stood out to me is just the variety and of ways in which she scores and finds success.
And then O'Brien responds, driving up the right alley. Nice lever pass to Grace Marquardt, who changes levels, throws a little deception, and then Dimnaku responding back to cut the lead to 1, knifing across the top of the crease for another 8-meter finish.
I think what we're seeing are just like contrasts of styles of offense. Mass tends to be more top-heavy, more midfield-driven in their initiation, as well as where they're finding success, where for Upstate a lot of the offense is circulating through O'Brien, sort of in that low attack position, and off feeds and dodges from her. So it's great to see sort of different styles of play and have them both be successful.
And might be some different styles of play, but no difference in the high-level talent on both squads and players that we'll be playing for years to come.
That is one of the cool things about this event, is having worked it for a couple of years, then following these kids as they get into college and remembering them in their from this event. As we graduated 10 years ago this spring. you know, as an older former player, you watch all these games and you have no idea who any of these kids are, but it's great to see a familiar face out there from these events.
Yeah, and again, some great battles. You mentioned some great defense. Molly Folkert had a couple saves in that first half for Mass, and then you saw Senate Bombard getting a save on the board against Dimnaku, and then again approaching the end of the half, Mass Blue was able to get up to 4-3.
And here, this was the last play of the half. Loved this take here. And then just a really, really heads-up play from Dimnaku to put up Mass going into the second half.
And now we're back. And we're going to send this to break here. And now we are back here on the second half of the 2028 championship of American Select. It's been an awesome start. We've seen the highlights, and now we're kicking things off here with Beckwith and Dimnaku at the draw circle.
These are two of the players who have, I think, had the most success in the draw this game. And we're seeing Beckwith kind of pick up right where she left off. She's been a welcomed addition to the draw control circle for Upstate and is the one finding success.
And that's something about Beckwith's game that, you know, I think recruiters really appreciate. You know, she's got an elite lefty stick. She's got great vision, but her ability to win at the circle, I think, is definitely underrated when it comes to her play.
Underrated, but a huge addition to any collegiate program. It's always great to have options at the draw control circle because you just never know what's going to work and who's meshing well. So that's something that she has in her toolkit. That's a huge advantage for her as she gets into this recruiting process.
Beckwith fires one high there. A little unclear on the run out. It looks like Upstate's going to maintain possession. Marquardt's going to pick it up. Anderson will be behind. Throws it to O'Brien at X. Little fake. Draws the double. There's Dimnaku causing some chaos. We get a foul.
Looks like Mass has switched to a zone.
Here's O'Brien testing her matchup.
Never mind, they are back in their man.
Looks like some early slides, fake and finish. And there's Murphy Holden, and probably not the last time we're going to be mentioning her name. She's been one of the standout goalie performers of the tournament so far. The Massachusetts keeper coming in for the second half with a big doorstop save.
Big save for her to start the second half. She was the goalie on the bench in the first half, and they opt to switch halves. So this is her first action of the game, and always good to build that confidence right there with a good save to start it out.
Holden's been a fun one to watch, but it's also been fun to see how she supports her teammates on the sideline, bringing a lot of juice. And there's Corcoran coming up with the ball here. Nice stop for Upstate Blue, but can they clear it? Some of the clears both ways. You know, there's been a lot of back and forth between the 30s so far.
Again, really clean, but really aggressive rides, which I appreciate as a fan. You know, I feel like sometimes the ride is like the forgotten part of our game, and I love how hard these kids are going.
Got Grace Mulcahy down on the left pipe, matching up with O'Brien. We've also got Kate O'Donnell.
It does look like they're sending earlier slides to some of Upstate's top dodgers, including number 13, Ryan Murphy.
Nice save there from Holden, but she's going to have to rebound quickly for an 8-meter. One thing I loved about her game will actually be Mass Blues ball, so foul on Upstate. They'll look to clear. But one thing I love about Holden's game in general is just how she alters shots inside, plays good angles.
And going back to what you said, the energy that she brings on the sidelines, supporting teammates, that's something that coaches watch as well and they notice. And at the end of the day, coaches want good people and they want great teammates, and that kind of attitude is just something that coaches will always star as important and noteworthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2028 Class Championship.
Got Emily Regan out there, Maeve O'Reilly. Mentioned Bridget Haggerty.
Great defense there from Colette Printup of Upstate, and good patience to let that ball roll out. Just a good, smart Blacks IQ right there.
Upstate looks to clear. Foul in between the 30s. Again, the pressure from Dimnaku has been relentless. Marquardt possesses that X.
Upstate being pretty patient on this possession. They've been running back and forth for a majority of this game, of this half especially. No goals so far. So good to get everyone a touch.
Halfway through the quarter here. Definitely getting the ball around, trying to value possession. Here's O'Brien.
Looks to be an injury to O'Brien right there.
Thumbs up limping there.
Difficult to tell what that was, but you can tell she was in a lot of pain. Hoping she's okay.
Hopefully it's just a cramp.
It's kind of how she reacted, just initial thought of it. Wasn't any crazy contact. Where she was grabbing, kind of difficult to tell. Regardless, hope she's okay, and I hope we see her back out on the field because she's been a great part of this Upstate team this entire weekend, and especially in today's game.
Yeah, she's had a monster summer. It's been fun to watch her on the circuit.
Good to see her walking off. She seems to be okay, so hopefully just in need of maybe a little water and stretch and heading back out there. Interested to see how the offense responds to O'Brien not being in because she's been such a facilitator in this offense and also the initiator. Everything has pretty much started from below goal line extended through O'Brien.
Yeah, Marquardt will need to step up. Beckwith will need to step up. Eva Holborough at attack. Nice defense there by Sydney Ty.
Great little look there. I love that slip cut there from Holbrook, but a great save from Holden.
And another doorstep save from Holden. Gets down, saves it 5-hole on Marquardt's signature inside roll.
And then has the immediate clear right out of it.
Here's Dimnaku putting pressure on the defense, but she'll pull it out. Swings it over to Keelty. Tall lefty out of Thayer. Here's Zukowskis, swings it up. Dimnaku will test.
Upstate in their zone.
Doing a nice job swarming in their zone here. Nice knockdown there.
I'd love to see Mass work the ball a little bit more and change the point of attack. What their zone wants is for you to pass right back where you came from and get an interception, just like they just did.
Especially up top, side to side. You're changing levels is huge, getting it down low, and there's Holden again.
That was a good split there, but a little bit too far out, I think, just given the pressure that Beckwith was under. Great save there from Holden. There hasn't been a level drop from goalie 1 to goalie 2 for this Mass team.
That's something that's been big for Massachusetts. 2 really stout goalies on the summer circuit. And Mass Blue just above 2 minutes here in the third quarter. No goals yet. But the intensity has been there throughout.
Mass taking their time here. Great little dodge there, and great crash there from Upstate as well.
Great save from Bombard. It's her second. Another one on the doorstep from Bombard. Answering the bell. Her and Holden are having a goalie battle here in the third quarter.
That was an awesome little roll under from Emma Morrison for Mass, but high to high that close is really tough to get by a really good goalkeeper.
When you get to this level, deception, changing levels, mixing up from previous shots, all critical to continuing to put pressure on the defense and the goalie. Here's Marquardt. Let's look for a little fishhook cut from Beckwith. Nothing's there. Good coverage there from Ty. Here's Cardullo covering Beckwith. Good double from Keelty. Great look to the backside. And it's loose. That'll be a foul. Holbrook will come up with it. Really nice cut there from Corcoran.
Great cut, just I think was shooting before she caught it, but great little cut there.
Back to Beckwith here at X. Under 30 here. Nice defense from O'Reilly. And a great double team. It looked like Morrison again supporting O'Reilly on the double, and the back check causes the ball to go out of bounds. That's a big stop here.
Huge stop. Great timing on that check too, not a huge swing. Mass pushing it upfield, but not in time to get the shot off.
And a great quarter there, back and forth action. No goals on the board. Several saves from both keepers. Things are heating up. We have a big battle here. It's 4-3, Mass Blue. We'll see you after the break. And we are back for the fourth quarter here of the 2028 championship at American Select. Upstate Blue trails Mass Blue 3-4. Upstate Blue is looking to three-peat, and this is their fourth consecutive finals appearance, but Mass Blue is proving to be a tough challenge led by Ashley Dimnaku and Murphy Holden. It's been a great battle so far, Taylor.
Great battle and an excellent third quarter. That was really a defensive and goalie war. No goals scored in that third quarter. So we'll see how this fourth one shapes up.
We're back here at the draw circle. We've got Grace Marquardt versus Ashley Dimnaku. Dimnaku's taken, I believe, every draw for Mass Blue, but Upstate's been alternating between Beckwith and Marquardt. And there's Dimnaku. She wins it to herself, clears it over the restrainer, and Mass Blue will kick it off with possession.
She's just done a little bit of everything today. I'm very, very impressed with the variety of ways that Dimnaku impacts the game positively.
Yeah, she's proven to be one of the top midfielders in this class. You mentioned it earlier, but she's a high-level soccer player as well, gaining collegiate interest at both sports.
And that just speaks, I think, her success here, I think, is just a testament to the multi-sport athlete, how the crossover is so helpful, and her soccer play definitely helps prepare her for her lacrosse play and vice versa.
Yeah, you see it in her endurance and footwork. And
I'm pretty sure she hasn't been off the field today, if maybe for a minute or two. So I think that right there just proves how fit she is.
Here's Harper Jacob, a speedy midi out of Upstate, rolls back. Good crash from Mass Blue, but called a foul.
Good ride there from number 11, Lydia Keelty from Mass Blue. I think we're going to get a yellow card here on Mass Blue. So Upstate, this is a great opportunity for them to get a really solid possession in and put the ball in the back of the net with a 2-minute unreleasable.
Mass Blue's up 1. Just over 8 minutes left in the quarter, under 2 minutes on the card. O'Brien's back in the game, which is great to see. Let's see how they move it around here. Up a player. Swings it up top to Murphy, looks inside. Backhand shovel shot for Grace Marquardt. O'Brien to Murphy to Marquardt for a big game-tying goal on the power play.
Such simple execution, but so very pretty. And what I love here is this was the right shot to take as well. That shovel shot was the exact right shot to take. Great ball movement, heads-up play here. We see O'Brien hitting Murphy, and then great little feed back to Cage, little Twizzler around Holden. That, again, was the right time to whip out a move like that.
And Taylor, what does that allow you to do when, is that better in that situation to not change hands? How do you view that shovel shot?
Well, ideally you cut and you kind of have an idea of who's behind you, but sometimes you don't know where they're crashing. So it's all about feeling and awareness of where that defender's crashing on your shoulder, whether to continue to curl or perhaps do a little C-cut inside. And great awareness there from Marquardt.
And there's Murphy seeing the speed, getting the draw control, putting pressure on, sends a shot high, but she had Holden if she put it on Cage, and Upstate will possess here just over 6 minutes.
Mass Blue still a player down and taking full advantage. Momentum has completely swung back to Upstate. O'Brien to Marquardt. I feel like that's been what we've been saying all game long.
Second assist there for O'Brien. Second, possibly third goal there for Marquardt.
I think it was her third.
I think that's her hat trick on the day. Nice cut. 5-hole finish. And Upstate regains the lead.
Really solid shot selection there from Marquardt. Holden's a very tall keeper. Plays a little bit off her line. That 5-hole was the correct shot there. And I like the deception of keeping her 6 sort of sidearm and then dropping it low.
We have Beckwith and Dimnaku now at the circle.
And another draw from Dimnaku. Looks like we're going to see a hard card here, or hard whistle and a card here. I believe that's going to be on Beckwith.
Looks to be on Beckwith with the tough contact to the back.
Great ride here and a crucial mistake from Mass. Player up, down by 1, and the turnover in the midfield.
Really tough timing on the turnover there. And a great ground ball from Ava Tata on Upstate. She's been someone that's been just really steady on the defensive end and comes up with a big possession. Down a player here. They'll have to kill the clock, kill the time. No shot clock to worry about. But let's see if Mass Blue ramps up the pressure.
They're going to have to. I think with the timing of this card, if they were to just stand, Upstate could kill this clock till about 3 minutes or so, and then there's no saying they'd even go to goal after that.
Let's see who's got the legs here. Angles are important for sending good double teams while staying under control. And there's Maeve O'Reilly, a big-time back check. And now she's up the sideline.
Such a pretty little check. Huge, huge game changer moment for this Mass Blue team. They can clear this quickly. They should have around 30 seconds or so to work player up.
Huge cause turnover there. O'Reilly, really shifty, scrappy midfielder from Nobles. Plays for Mass Elite. Big time play.
Really pretty.
Here's Morrison coming down the side. Got Zukowskis, Keelty, Dimnaku, Morrison. Emily Regan, who's been a little quiet in this game, but a ton of potential out of Cohasset. Sadie Nash, her single goal came off the open net 8-meter.
Believe Upstate may have been offsides, maybe jumped that 30. Actually, it appears that Mass was offsides. Another critical mistake late in this fourth quarter, an unfortunate one.
That's been a huge note from some of our team watching the game from the sidelines. There's been a few times Mass has been offsides and it cost them there.
Mass is a compilation pretty evenly, I'd say, of Mass Elite and Massachusetts. So sometimes you're just playing against with a different group and you're not always on the same page.
There's a key timeout from Upstate, just under 3 minutes.
Interesting to see whether they'll stall, whether they'll go to cage. My guess is Mass will be full pressure trying to get this ball back. Again, with no shot clock here, there's no guarantees that Upstate won't sit on it for the next 3 minutes.
See what Coach Ronnie Davis draws up out of the huddle. Maybe there's some potential substitutions on personnel. Also, a timeout like this helps players catch their breath, catch their legs for this final push.
Also works in the favor of Mass Blue in the sense that they can get organized, they can get set in whatever defensive scheme they're going to be out in. They also get the rest, which is helpful because my guess is they're going to be pressuring to the 30 and potentially off field for the next 3 minutes to try to get this ball back.
getting exciting down the stretch here. Upstate leads 5-4.
Again, this is Upstate's 2028's fourth time in a row in this championship, and they're going for win number 3 in a row.
They've got the experience, they've got the confidence, but so does this Mass Blue team. A strong class out of Massachusetts, playing well as a unit, giving Upstate everything they have.
You've coached at the collegiate level, Deemer, and the high school level. What would be your game plan here if you're Mass Blue?
I mean, if you're Mass Blue, I'm going to be ready to pull my goalie, to send the double and, get Murphy Holden out of the cage and look to see if she can intercept some passes. But with no shot clock, you're going to have to heat up the pressure here, stay disciplined, stay on double teams, and take good angles. If you lead with stick too much, that's where you're risking yellow cards and you're risking overrunning the ball carrier.
Absolutely. The last thing Mass Blue wants to do is become a player down in this situation.
Here's Jacob. Nice change of direction. Carries through X. Just over 2 on the clock. There's Sydney Ty. Good pressure.
Ty has to be careful of that full extension. That's one of those plays where it could very easily be a yellow card, especially at this juncture of the game.
Taylor, it has to be so hard as a player to not want to fully extend and apply that contact when you're trying to take the ball away.
It's so hard, and you just have to be patient, but it's also you're fighting the clock, and you don't want the ball to have to completely change fields. Just, great little poke check there from Dinaku, but I think just a little bit too on her hands and into her body.
Yeah, it looked like more of an ice pick there. Something that we see more in the men's game, but trying to use that bottom hand and butt end. Here's Corcoran showing her speed.
Great speed there from Corcoran. And a smart decision to not shoot. Looks like we have another timeout from Ronnie Davis. Little under 1 minute to play.
This is huge. Mass Blue's gonna need to cause a turnover here and make a big push down the field to connect the dots if they want to tie this up. Great IQ, great poise so far from the Upstate group.
This is a situation where I'd on-ball double, you lock off adjacent, you pull your goalie, have them guard the farthest person possible, and see if you can catch Upstate sort of in this corner that they're in right off the whistle.
Just under a minute here. Who's going to go home the rest of their summer as American Select 2028 champions? A lot on the line. This has been an incredible event put on by so many great partners. Incredible operations team. And the top talent in the country.
Yep, like you said, just a really great event to be a part of and to watch the highest level lacrosse at each of these age groups. Our 28s and 29s are wrapping up today. Our 30s and 31s come in this afternoon for another day and a half of awesome lacrosse.
Yeah, a lot of talent, Taylor, at these younger age groups as well. Excited to see who continues to ascend here at American Select. It's going to start in Ryan Murphy's stick. Got Anderson and Ty on the double. Murphy's out of it. Showing her speed, splits it.
Great speed there and great stick protection. This is the break that Mass was looking for.
And no attackers there. Corcoran saving the day there. Gathering possession. Handling the contact. 10 seconds on the clock. The countdown is on for Upstate Blue and their three-peat. And they do it. Incredible performance from Upstate Blue, down 4-3, scoreless third quarter, 2 goals in the fourth. What a matchup out there.
What a matchup. Really resilient play from Upstate. O'Brien going out with the injury. They handled her absence. She comes back in and really kind of brought the fire back. Great team win. Just super impressed by the play of all of these players on both teams.
Amazing game. Congratulations to Upstate Blue, the 2028 champions. Stay tuned for our interview with the MVP. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Deemer Class, and we have our MVP interview coming up. This was an incredible finals game between New York Upstate 2028 defeating Massachusetts Blue 5-4. A scoreless third quarter left Massachusetts Blue on top, but a strong fourth quarter with 2 goals led by a hat trick from Grace Marquardt and fantastic performance by the Upstate defense allowed Upstate to earn their three-peat at American Select. What an exciting finish to the recruiting age bracket here at ASL. And you can see the bracket out on the field. The champions are about to slap their names. New York Upstate defending their title. It's been a pleasure the last couple of years, folks, as I've been able to watch this Upstate team as rising freshmen, rising sophomores, and now rising juniors, and doing it with such a core group of players that has continued to show up, continued to improve, and now their pinnacle year, their rising junior recruiting summer, capped it off with a championship. There's really not too much else to say, but I do want to give a hats off to an incredible performance from Mass Blue. They went wire to wire, 1-goal games, game after game. They won their first pool play game against New York Upstate. They lost their first pool play game in New York Upstate and then went on to win every game to get to the finals. And then now New York Upstate was able to earn the title. And we're getting ready here for our presentation. And there's the celebration from New York Upstate. An incredible event here at American Select. We had our best-in-class evaluation team on site. So much talent at this age group. Such a blast to be a part of, and they emerged victors.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And I'll throw it to Jenna here for our interview.
I gotta pull it on you. Right here. Okay. Yeah. I gotta pull Ryan. Oh. All right, we're here. We're gonna get our MVP over here, Ryan, at the game to do a quick interview. Hey, Ryan, come here. Here she is. All right, Ryan. What's up? How are you? You're MVP of the game today. Congrats.
Thank you.
Awesome. So how did that game go for you?
It was great. I feel like we worked together as a team. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun. You know, my teammates uplifting me as we go. And, yeah, we came out with the dub.
Awesome. I saw you guys pregame before singing that song. Is that something you guys just came around for this weekend?
No. It's like a tradition. Every time Bronny picks a song for us and we sing it, and it really just motivates us to keep going.
Awesome. And is there anything that stuck out to you this game and why you guys think you won today?
I think the teamwork. Like, we're always working as a team. Even though, you know, we're from different club teams, we're always at the end just coming together and focus on the win.
Awesome. All right, well, congrats.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and the stick. This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye. Congrats.